Goodbye Huini, and we are now off to Raiatea, which is just in front of us. It's about 20 miles across here. The wind seems a bit sort of up and down at the moment. We had the odd nice little puff come through, but then it's almost died completely. So at the moment we've got about 12 knots, and we've just got the genoa out because we're going almost dead downwind, and fishing lines are out, and hopefully we'll catch some nice fish on this passage because we are well overdue a decent sized fish, or any fish actually.
Still checking out the dive spots. Coming into Raiatea. Motu's in the front. It's quite a large island. It's a lot bigger than I remembered from when we were here on honeymoon. Somewhere down there is, or was, the sunsail base, which is where we picked up our little boat Yazoo. Sunsails no longer operate in this area, so now it's just the moorings and dream yacht. Nathan's hard at work. Sean's polishing. Polish. Big cruise ship in the bay by the looks of things. Don't know which one, probably Paul Gauguin. We're nearly there, Dill.
We're still 90 miles off.
No, we're not.
We are.
We make our way through the reef system that has small motus either side of it. It is a very beautiful entry into Raiatea. Raiatea is the second largest of the Society Islands, after Tahiti.
This looks nice.
Once through the reef entrance channel, we need to turn to starboard and make our way around the northern end of the island to an anchorage outside the boatyard.
Raiatea's highest elevation is 1,017 meters high, whereas Tahiti is 2,241, just over double that height. Like Tahiti, Raiatea has an airport, and luckily we can pass by the end of the runway here without having to call for approval in advance.
There's a little hut built on the edge of the runway here, just on the coral reef, and we can see someone living inside, so it must be the smallest motu.
Maybe not living.
What do you think he's doing? Just hanging out for the day? There he is. He's fishing. A very small person for a very small island. They've made a beach. Wonder why they didn't choose the mainland. Maybe it's just their little day spot.
They're both very small.
So now we're looking for an anchorage here amongst all these yachts. Most of them are on mooring balls, and we obviously want to anchor, but it is 26 meters deep here at the moment, so we're just going to go and look for a nice little spot to drop the anchor down, carry on a little bit further. We just had a huge rain cloud come over us. Didn't film any of it, but we had 33 knots at the most blowing through with heavy rain, so visibility dropped to quite a little at one point, but yeah, it's cleared up again. In fact, there's the squall in the distance, you can see it, the rain cloud vanishing off over the horizon.
We can't find a place to anchor safely, so we decide to go on the sand inside of the outer reef, where it's a lot shallower. We find the perfect place, which is just over 2 meters deep with crystal clear water. It's like being in a swimming pool.
As soon as the anchor is down, Dylan and Nathan jump in the water to check on it. They didn't really need to, as we could clearly see it from Mokara's bow in the clear, shallow water.
Dylan and I tried to move the anchor, but 30 kilograms and very well set in the sand is pretty hard to lift. This anchorage is so much fun, and we all decide to jump into the water. And Dylan and I both practice our dives.
You're good to go.
I got my hair pulled back.
Okay, Blenny. I'm filming you. Nice.
You ready?
Yeah. Nice. Whilst Dylan keeps Mokara afloat, I inspect the growth on the hull. It is looking bad, but thankfully we are booked into the boatyard in a couple of days' time, where we will have new anti-fouling applied, amongst other jobs we have planned.
With these beautiful conditions, we all decide to relax in the water and get some of our floating toys out.
The next morning we take the dinghy and head ashore to have a look at the boatyard so that we know the process of getting Mokara into the trailer safely. The entry does not look like an easy one for Dad. It's narrow and has large rocks either side, above and below the water. Let's hope he can do it.
The timing is good as we are ashore to witness a Bali catamaran being put back into the water. Having never had Mokara on a trailer before, only a sling, this visit is well worth it for me.
It's our turn and we make our way safely into the channel, where the team keep us from touching the rocks. Some of them even use their bodies to fend us off the deeper rocks. A stressful process. Of course, if we damage the boat now, we can get it repaired when we are on the hard. The problem is that we need to go back in the same way and reverse out at the end of the channel. Not looking forward to that.
Oh. That is scary stuff, eh?
Look how close those rocks must have been when we motored in.
Going out's going to be easier.
I hope so.
Let them walk back.
Come on, you can do it. Good. See. We are now all off Mokara and we leave her in the capable hands of the boatyard team. We have watched them launch the Bali Cat and do general work in the yard. They are skilled workers and we have a lot of confidence in them. Another tight squeeze for Mokara.
Controlled by a remote control, this trailer is quite something. We've never seen a haul out with this before.
I've got to tell you, that was one of the scariest experiences in a while. Rocks both sides, under the water and obviously above the water as well, but all done superbly by the crew here. Oh, these guys, you should see how hard they work here, honestly, when they're doing that big cat. Nothing's done at an amble, they're all running place to place to place. It's like such a smooth machine. So what do you think, boys? Good operation? Yeah. Pretty cool, isn't it?
The trailer can move in all directions and they have no problem turning in 90 degrees and reversing Mokara into the spot. We need to be ready and back in the water for when our friends arrive in a week's time.
Yes.
The last time they came to visit us in the Canary Islands, we were in the boatyard and only launched Mokara on the last day of their holiday, so that was a bit of a disaster and we do not want that to happen again.
So we are now on the hard, and this is where the hard work begins. Thankfully not too dusty, but the guys are going to give the boat a wash down now with the high pressure hose, and this will be our environment for the next few days. We hope to be back in the water in 4 days, 5 days at the most. After the pressure wash, the team immediately starts sanding down the hull to get it ready for new antifouling. It is nice to see the prop cleaned up again with new anodes. Luckily we can replace the prop and sail drive anode with Mokara in the water if ever needed. These anodes do last from haul out to haul out though. Smile! You're on camera!
We find some minor damage to the rear corner of the port rudder. There is moisture inside it, so it's stripped down to the core and dried out. New fiberglass is applied, followed by gel coat. Dylan and Sean install the underwater lights, while Nathan has some fun in the boatyard.
So we're going back in the water today. The guys are just getting the travel lift, well it's not a travel lift, it's a trailer ready. Hi.
The boatyard team slowly put Mokara back in the water.
Touchdown.
We start the engines and gently make our way out in reverse, thankfully without touching any of the rocks. Thanks to Dad and our human fenders who are looking out in the water.
Well, good news, we made it back in safely. We got out of that narrow little channel without too much of a problem. And now we're just going to go and look for somewhere to anchor, and we're going to clean the decks a bit because they are absolutely filthy. And then once that's done, then we're going to get ready for our visitors to arrive. So we're all quite excited about the shorts turning up here in Tahiti. And we've got a few days to prep before their arrival. So we're going to go and just drop anchor ahead here in the shallow waters, a beautiful little anchoring spot. Yeah, super excited to be back in the water again. And yeah, we'll enjoy just doing a little bit of snorkeling and cleaning the boat. And goodbye boatyard behind us. And those guys were amazing. We can highly recommend that yard. And they were absolutely excellent. Nice team of guys there. I changed my mind about going to anchor as I see a free mooring which we pick up.
Today we're planning on removing our trampoline. Obviously it's very old, we have many holes in it. And first thing we have to do is remove the lacing line, and locating it is one of the hardest pieces. We've located ours on the biggest piece on each side. So we're going to take that out. Let's get started.
The boys slowly remove the rope holding the trampoline in place.
One thing you have to do is you have to soak your trampoline in water for 24 hours before you start the installation. This allows it to stretch a little bit more.
With the trampoline removed, it is time to have some more fun.
After some fun, it's time to start fitting the trampoline. We have 2 days left before our friends arrive, so we shouldn't really be wasting time.
We secure the trampoline in place with some temporary fixing points. Now the hard work starts, as we have to thread the long line through the fixing eyes on Mokara and the trampoline.
The trampoline needs to be pulled really tight, which is back-breaking work when you're sitting hunched over it for hours on end.
And if, like us, after sitting in a bent over crouched position for long periods of time, pulling on rope, hurting your hands, hurts your back and gives you sciatica, then you need to do a few stretches to keep your back from seizing up.
So it's the end of day one of the trampoline install, and I think we've still got a few hours left to do on this, which we'll carry on with tomorrow. So we're going to tension up the two sides opposite each other here, and if we can do that in the morning, I reckon we'll get 2 hours of work done and the trampoline will be done.
Sail bag and baguette collection day. We're excited because our sail bag was in a real state. We're collecting the new one now. Hopefully it looks good. We haven't seen work in progress, but I suppose we'll only know once she's on. We look from afar. But yeah, the car is going to look like new soon.
This is Apotiki Marina, which has the moorings charter base in it. You will also find a great shop that does canvas work, which is where we've had our new lazy bag made, which we're extremely happy with.
We got a new sail bag! Woohoo! Very exciting. We're going to put it on now and see how it looks. We've been looking for a new, for someone to show us a sail bag here in French Polynesia, but eventually we found someone and literally just collected it, so it's going on. Looks super good. Well, that looks nice. Why is it difficult?
We need everyone's hands to help with the install. So unfortunately, we don't have any footage of the installation.
Looks good.
It wasn't much fun, I can tell you that.
It doesn't do that much flapping, it's just a heavier material than that.
Yeah, that other one wasn't made of. It's umbrella.
Looking like new again, Mokara is definitely now ready for more adventures.
We won't get a sail bag full of water either, or sailproof.
It is waterproof, so wait and see.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.